The Kabbalah is one of the ancient forms of spiritual wisdom, and almost your entire book of Revelation comes out of the Kabbalah. If you're a follower of Jesus Christ says, ask, seek, knock. Don't sit and let anybody shove anything down your throat. That's why we've gotten this world in the miserable shape that it's in, because we're not looking. We don't understand where these things come from. We just say, well, they said this is the way it is, this is the way it is. It's not the way it is.
Scholars estimate that about 30% of Jesus' teachings have direct parallels with the central concepts of Kabbalah. The Bible is filled with riddles and hidden symbolism, but every riddle has a key to decode it. While religious institutions insist on rigid interpretations, Kabbalah reminds us that true spirituality is fluid, personal, and ever-evolving. As an ancient form of Jewish spiritual wisdom, passed down orally over the centuries, its teachings seek to reveal the deeper meanings behind biblical stories and symbolism. We will explore how these mystical concepts can apply to our contemporary spiritual journey. Bill Donahue is a scholar and teacher who takes a critical approach to spirituality. He challenges traditional interpretations of religion, emphasizing the importance of personal exploration and critical thinking in spiritual matters. Through his teachings, Donahue encourages us to go beyond superficialities and seek deeper understanding. Some essential questions arise. What is the relationship between Kabbalah and biblical wisdom? Why is it crucial to question conventional religious interpretations? And how can we apply the teachings of Kabbalah in our daily lives to achieve genuine spiritual transformation? Kabbalah, a millennia-old form of Jewish spiritual wisdom passed down orally, seeks to reveal hidden truths about the stories and symbols found in the Bible. Its teachings emphasize the importance of delving beyond superficial literal interpretations to access deeper mystical meanings. This approach aligns with the Book of Proverbs' emphasis on seeking wisdom and understanding, especially in Proverbs chapter 1, verses 2 to 6, which highlights the need to comprehend the deeper meanings behind wise sayings, which are often complex and require deep contemplation. This involves intricate rituals, the laws of correspondence, and the tree of life, which symbolizes the human body. Kabbalah teaches that all things are unified, with all spiritual paths leading to the same divine source. The Shekinah, the divine presence, is described as being in mourning, symbolically dressed in black, until it reunites with its divine counterpart. True spiritual practice involves stripping away the outer garments, symbolic stories, to reveal deeper truths, leading to personal transformation. However, attempting to invoke the power of Kabbalah for worldly reasons often leads to failure and problems, similar to some modern religious practices. Proper practice involves adhering to the Torah, which means law, and understanding the divine order of the universe. In Luke chapter 17, verse 21, and Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, Jesus emphasized that the inner kingdom and rituals must be meaningful and understood, not just performed superficially. Ancient texts like the Zohar describe the Torah as containing hidden truths beneath mundane stories, echoed by Paul in Galatians chapter 4, verse 24. By applying the principles of Kabbalah to reading the Bible, we can access deeper layers of spiritual meaning. For example, the Genesis stories about creation and the Garden of Eden can be seen not just as literal events, but as allegories representing spiritual and psychological processes. Humanity's fall may symbolize the descent of consciousness into a state of separation from the divine source, while the journey back to the garden represents the quest for spiritual reunion and enlightenment. This Kabbalistic perspective challenges conventional religious interpretations that often fixate on the literal, neglecting the mystical and symbolic dimensions. This approach promises genuine transformation as we strip away the outer layers of religion to reveal the universal spiritual truths at the core. Bill Donahue is a renowned scholar and teacher, known for his unique and critical approach to spirituality. With a background in religious studies and philosophy, Donahue has dedicated his career to exploring the deeper and more transformative aspects of the spiritual experience. He stands out as a staunch advocate for personal spiritual exploration, encouraging individuals to question conventional interpretations and trust their own intuition and discernment. One of Donahue's most pointed criticisms is directed at modern religious institutions, which, according to him, often perpetuate poverty and inequality without addressing the underlying systemic causes. He argues that these institutions frequently focus on superficial acts of charity, neglecting the need for profound structural changes in society. Donahue sees this as a deviation from true spiritual principles, which should inspire individuals to challenge injustice and work towards a more equitable and compassionate world. He believes that true spiritual growth occurs when individuals engage in a process of self-reflection, asking difficult questions and seeking answers that resonate with their own inner understanding. By embracing uncertainty and paradox, spiritual seekers can transcend the limitations of dogmatic beliefs and access a deeper level of wisdom and understanding. Bill Donahue argues that blind acceptance of imposed doctrines and rituals can lead to a superficial and meaningless spiritual practice. A striking example of how modern religions can stray from the true spiritual path is the excessive emphasis on external rituals and ceremonies at the expense of cultivating authentic spiritual experiences. Many religious institutions focus on the meticulous performance of liturgies and sacraments without encouraging practitioners to reflect on the deeper meaning behind these symbolic acts. This approach can lead to mechanical and empty religiosity, where form is valued over substance. Moreover, Donahue criticizes religion's tendency to align with existing power structures, thus perpetuating systems of inequality and injustice. Instead of challenging the status quo and advocating for the oppressed, many religious institutions are content with offering superficial charity without addressing the deeper causes of human suffering. Authentic spirituality, Donahue argues, should be a force for social transformation, inspiring individuals to actively work towards creating a more compassionate and equitable world. While this path can be challenging, the rewards are immense. By embracing a critical approach to spirituality, individuals can free themselves from the chains of religious conformity and discover a deeper sense of purpose and connection. They become agents of positive change, working to create a world that reflects the highest spiritual ideals of compassion, justice, and unity. Practical applications of Kabbalah's teachings in daily life are fascinating and profound. One of the central principles is the quest for unity and connection with the divine through meditation and introspection. Kabbalah teaches that all things are interconnected and emanate from the same divine source, and that the true purpose of the spiritual journey is to recognize and experience this fundamental unity. To achieve this state of realization, Kabbalah encourages the regular practice of meditation and inner contemplation. Through silence and mindfulness, practitioners can calm the mind, transcend limiting thoughts, and connect with the divine presence within. This inward practice is seen as essential for spiritual awakening, allowing individuals to overcome the illusion of separation and experience a sense of oneness with all creation. Another fundamental aspect of applied Kabbalah is the idea that all authentic spiritual traditions, at their core, point to the same universal truth, which is the pursuit of a direct experience with the divine. By recognizing this underlying unity, Kabbalah practitioners are encouraged to cultivate tolerance, respect, and openness towards diverse spiritual paths. By understanding that all people are fundamentally on a shared journey toward the divine source, Kabbalah practitioners can transcend superficial divisions and embrace a sense of compassion and mutual understanding. This shift in consciousness has the potential to transform not only individual lives, but also society as a whole, as more people awaken to the interdependent and sacred nature of existence. In daily practice, applying Kabbalah's teachings can take many forms. Besides regular meditation and inner contemplation, individuals can engage in acts of kindness and selfless service, recognizing the inherent divinity in all beings. They can strive to live with integrity, aligning their actions with their deepest spiritual values. They can cultivate a sense of reverence and wonder towards the mysteries of existence, approaching life with an open mind and an awakened heart. By incorporating these principles into their daily lives, Kabbalah practitioners embark on a path of profound transformation. They gradually shed the layers of illusion and conditioning that obscure their true nature, revealing the radiant light of divine consciousness that shines within. In doing so, they become beacons of wisdom, compassion, and peace in a world that deeply yearns for these qualities. The inner voice is the key to authentic spiritual transformation, transcending the limitations of imposed religious doctrines. By cultivating a deep connection with this inner source of wisdom, individuals can navigate the path of self-discovery and awakening. The continuous practice of meditation, contemplation, and compassionate action aligns practitioners with their true divine nature. Ultimately, the journey of spiritual transformation is both deeply personal and inherently connected to collective well-being. To explore the fascinating implications of Kabbalah and spiritual transformation further, check out our next video, Very Few Know This Hidden Knowledge. In it, we examine some of the deepest and most powerful universal truths that shape our lives and how we can harness them to manifest our highest potential. If this video made sense to you, write in the comments, "It made sense to me."